Well, it's a fantastic system, as you can see how it's defended Israel. The amount of casualties Israel would have suffered without the Iron Dome would have been absolutely devastating. And, the president, this is our technology, and the president wants to see it, proliferated around the United States, where we might be vulnerable as well. So I think it's terrific. And
Yeah.
it's also going to employ a lot of people in this country.
Well, yeah, he says he wants to have Americans build this, and largely there in Arizona, as we just heard. Why do you think we don't have that already? It's our technology.
Well, we have missile defense. I think the Iron Dome is specifically set up to target specific regional areas from drones, from missiles, and other things. And I think that this is really part of a much, much bigger conversation about a robust rebuilding of our military that has, unfortunately, in the last 4 years, been neglected badly. And the Iron Dome is only one small piece of a much, much bigger picture. And I think President Trump is going to show some terrific leadership in that regard.
We just had our Caitlin Becker at the airport. A lot of folks are heading home for the holidays around the U.S., but some that means traveling abroad as well. And new intelligence on potential Iranian-directed terror attacks against Israelis has officials weighing a travel warning for Egypt ahead of Hanukkah and urging the country to beef up its security forces. Meanwhile, the crucial Gaza ceasefire negotiations are intensifying. So Israel has reportedly presented Hamas with a list of 34 hostages that it insists must be released in the first phase of the deal. But 11 of the names do not meet Hamas's criteria. The names on Israel's list include hostages that Hamas considers to be soldiers, while Hamas says it will only release the sick, the elderly, and children. So what implications do you think Israel issuing a travel warning for Egypt ahead of the Hanukkah holiday? What do you make of all this?
Well, look, what I make of all of this, Anna, is that the root of all evil is Iran. And Iran is at its weakest point that it's been in literally probably 4 to 5 years. I think President Trump is going to take a fresh look at Iran as soon as he takes the oath of office. And that could include some very, very tough, not only sanctions, but potentially some military action as well. Hamas does exactly what Iran tells it to do with respect to the hostages, with respect to their operations in Gaza, and with their dealings with Israel. And now is the time to take advantage of Iran's weakness. There's never been a better time.
Well, Hamas is beginning to kind of cave on its negotiating position, isn't it, with Israel? I mean, it's giving up its demands for a complete halt to the war and then the full withdrawal of Israeli forces, right? So do you think the group will eventually agree to Israel's list of 34 hostages as well?
I don't think they have a choice. Look, there's a very big difference. People like to create a moral equivalence between Israel and Hezbollah and Israel and Hamas and the others. And the difference is very simple. Israel is not calling for the end of Hamas or the end of the Palestinian people or the end of Lebanon, whereas those groups are calling for the end of Israel. It's an existential discussion as far as Israel is concerned. So, it's pretty hard to equivocate when someone is saying this isn't about real estate or about taking some territory back or about governance. We don't want you to exist any longer. That's what these groups are saying about Israel. So Israel has no choice but to win.
Mm-hmm. And we've got to go, but what impact do you think President-elect Trump saying all hell will break loose and, hell will be paid if there isn't a deal by the time he gets into office? Do you think that's had an impact of what's going on right now?
Well, I think it's had a tremendous impact because I think the world knows President Trump doesn't kid around. In my experience in working with him, when he said he was going to do something, he followed through.
All right. Former U.S. Ambassador to the European Union. We got it right for you there. Gordon Sondland, appreciate your time. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.